Hey everyone, how's it going? Shuffle's back here with another video, and we are back with one of probably the most requested videos I've had in recent memory, and that is The Best Little Queen Charlotte. So we're going to jump into that. First of all, my apologies. I took about a month off from YouTube after the tier list video. No real reason, just struggling to get myself together and actually make videos. But here you go. This is one that she is currently in the Mystic rotation. I get asked about her every single day. So not only is this going to help people who are strictly on YouTube, but for all the people on Twitch who keep asking about my LQC, here is your answer. So let's go through her skills first. First up, she had, oh wait, I better jump over. I've literally recorded this video 3 times and I almost didn't switch the screen. That would have been amazing. There we go. All right, so here she is. Let's jump over into her skills first. I'm not even going to edit that because this is literally the 3rd time. Attacks with Giant Sword before granting caster immunity for 1 turn. What this means is when she skill 1s, she basically is going to have permanent immunity. So even if they land a strip on you, she can put immunity right back up again. So against units like Dizzy, against units like ML Tywin, anyone who is a massive debuffer that doesn't have buff block, she can save you from that. Now obviously you could still get stripped, but as long as she gets a turn, she'll put it right back up again. Also, this S1 does pretty good damage. Moving on to her skill 3. Her skill 3 is her bread and butter and what she's famous for. Smashes enemy with a sword and attacks, recovering HP proportional to damage dealt. This is a huge heal. This is basically a full heal every single time she uses it, and it's only a 3-turn cooldown once skilled up, which is really, really nice. Penetrates defense by 50% as well. If we've learned anything about this game is that ignore defense is ridiculously strong. And when the target is Dark Elemental Hero, it increases damage dealt and inflicts additional damage proportional to caster's attack to all enemies except for the target. So this is basically a massive AoE nuke. Sorry, a massive single target nuke with bonus damage against dark units, and if you hit a dark unit, you get splash damage on the rest of the enemies, similar to someone like Sez. And that's not all. She can also burn.
I don't want any more. My land is
What
threatened.
the hell? Oh my god. That scared the crap out of me. You got a sound effect in the background. Anyway, when you go into her skill 3, she can also burn in an extra turn. It is 20 souls, but being able to have immunity, use your skill 3, burn into an extra turn, and put immunity back up again is really important. It also reduces her cooldown to only 2 turns, which is insane. And then her passive decreases damage suffered by 30%. So that's a basically double Adamant Shield on herself, plus Adamant Shield on the entire team for yourself. So you don't really have to bring an Adamant Shield if you're going to bring her. So you can bring Aureus Holder and you can bring her, and you have full damage reduction. And plus, she gives herself even higher damage reduction than Adamant would give you. Also, on top of that, when she gets hit, she gets CR boosted by 15%. So every time she gets crit, she will jump up, which makes her a little hard to speed tune, but hopefully that's not an issue. Every once in a while, you might get caught getting crit, and she gets boosted to go before somebody else, and then you have to go into skill prevent or something, which sucks, but it's going to help you more than it's going to hurt you. Before we jump into the stats, you can see I do not have her on imprint concentration. So imprints will not be in her stats. If you have a triple S, I would recommend using the defense. Mine just isn't, so it's not really worth it. But here's her stats. So she got almost 4k attack and 300 crit damage with 14k HP and 1000 defense. Those are very, very high damage numbers. She's very hard to gear as well, especially with immunity, which is important. We'll get into that in a minute. But you're going to need huge crit stats on everything. There are alternative builds, and we're going to go over that at the end. But this is definitely the build I would recommend, and it works best for me. So first up, Hellraid Weapon. It rolled relatively well. High crit chance, high HP, and a speed roll. This is one of the best helmets I've ever seen. Speed, crit rate, crit damage, attack. Not only is it an epic immunity piece with perfect substats, but they also rolled very well as well. And then the chest piece, speed, crit rate, crit damage, HP. You're probably noticing a theme. Attack boots with crit rate, crit damage, HP, and flat HP. Attack ring, crit rate, crit damage, HP defense. And finally, the neck is crit damage with crit rate, attack, speed, and flat attack. Again, I could roll this flat attack into defense if I wanted to, but I don't really need the extra tankiness, and I'm all for the extra damage. So, a lot of people ask me if this is tanky enough. Now, remember, I normally bring her with an Aureus holder, and she has 30%, basically a 30% adamant shield. So, this plays a lot tankier than it looks. But also, I'm running Scythe on her, and the reason I'm running Scythe on her is because it gives her a heal with her S1, and it's a big heal because she does good damage. But also, if she gets hit below 50%, she now gets a bonus 25% attack, and that is a huge difference in terms of how much damage output you're going to give. So you actually want her to take this damage. You want her to drop below 50%. If she's too tanky and she never drops below 50%, then you're not only not getting the damage from your stats, but you're also not getting the scythe damage. So that's kind of a big deal. Also, some people will run her on Hellcutter. Most people you see in RTA running her on Hellcutter are because they don't have an extra scythe laying around, and that's why they're using Hellcutter, or they just don't have the gear. Scythe is 100 times over best in slot. There is nothing better than Scythe on her. You can run Hellcutter, but I don't recommend it. So for RTA, definitely Scythe. Now, as for alternative builds, the first one, which we've already kind of touched on, is making her really tanky. And you can go tankier. If you're running her on Hellcutter, you're going to need to go tankier because you don't have that S1 heal. I'm never so happy in RTA is when I come into an LQC and I find out they're on Hellcutter because I know they can't heal with their S1 and I don't have to worry about killing her. And she'll probably die. So ideally this, but if you run Hellcutter, make sure she's a little tankier. Otherwise, you're not going to live very long. Also, next up, Arena and Guild War are a little bit different. You will see a lot of people, and I get asked this a lot, why I don't run an attack neck. I don't run an attack neck because I run her in RTA. If you're running her in RTA, she's 100 times better with a crit damage neck. It's like the difference between Scythe and Hellcutter. You really want a crit damage neck because you want her S1 to be good. Unless you're cleaving, her S1 is 2/3 of her attacks, right? Like you don't want to only have a skill 3 that splashes well. You're probably not bringing her into like all squishy units where the splash is even going to matter. So you definitely want crit damage for RTA. But if you're running her in Guild War and if you're running her in Arena only, then you could run her on an attack neck with like 4,500 or 5k attack and significantly less crit damage, and that would work as well. But that is only for Guild War and Arena. Don't try that in RTA because it won't work very well. I've had a lot of people say that they really don't like LQC and RTA, and then I look at their build and they've got 5k attack. I'm like, well, that's why. Also, for Guild War and RTA, you probably don't need Fuck, I keep messing it up. Guild War and Arena, you do not need Scythe because you're probably cleaving. So you're probably going Oxlots LQC or something like that. So you can just nuke the FCC and go from there because you're probably on a pure attack build. So you probably want to go Portrait, or you could even go Hellcutter at that point. But like I said, this is the best RTA build. There are alternative builds for other things. If I happen to ever summon another LQC, I would consider building her on a high attack build. It's not bad. It's just not ideal for RTA. Anyway, what we're going to do now, that's going to wrap up this portion of the video. I do have 3 clips that I'm going to add to the end so you can kind of see the potential of this build. These clips are not in RTA. they're basically, it's very hard to get perfect clips in RTA. I could go through all my VODs and grab them, but this was just easier to record it in Arena because I can look at the defenses and set it up. So I did not change my gear. So keep in mind, this is not a high attack splash that you're going to see into other units, but it does the job. A lot of FCC Surins, stuff like that. I tried to give you 3 different teams, at least somewhat different, but they've all got FCC in them, and one of the harder units to deal with. So enjoy the clips. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and we'll see you all next time. Next up is the Lilibet video, which will be hopefully out in the next couple of days. That's designer Lilibet, of course. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Good to see everybody again. Have a great day, and we'll see you all next time. Bye for now.
I won't run anymore. My land is threatened.
Today's show isn't that bad. And now, for the main event. Hey you, what are you looking at? This will lead us to victory. You should be happy I'm here. You're obviously going to lose. Is this what you want?
Should I fight like lots? Now's my time to shine.
The children will help.
You'll pay for your crimes. Greed will only bring you harm. Like this. Are you ready?
Humans are truly foolish. I just feel sorry for them. How did these rumors start?
Greed will only bring you harm. Like this. Trespassers will be punished.
Those clothes deserve better. I can still endure.
I'll show you my ability. Take this.
Trespassers will be punished. Excuse me. But you must be punished. Are you ready?
I can take all of you on. Just go away.
It hurts. I'm at my limit. I will end everything.
You're obviously going to lose. Your enthusiasm is admirable. Here's your reward.
Your life means nothing.
I won't lose to anyone.
Requesting approval. And granted. Removing restrictions. Charge!
My throne! My land is threatened!
You challenge me? Fine. Do you hear me?
I'll sort this out!
You leave me no choice.
Should I fight like lots? Now's my time to shine.
Trespassers will be punished! Will only bring you harm! Like this!
I knew it would turn out this way, but it looks like they didn't.